Opportunity. MLS number 331480.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Well, the setting is set. We just have to wait a little bit longer. It's Highmark Stadium, Orchard Park, New York. The Buffalo Bills, 2-0. And they get 3 extra days worth of rest after just mauling the Miami Dolphins. I'd like to think that the Ryan Nielsen book, if you will, helped out Buffalo on how to slow down the very high-octane, the big play offense of the Miami Dolphins. An offense a year ago, which was second in the NFL in scoring, right? Only behind Dallas. I think it was all said and done in 2023. Miami Dolphins put up 29 point something a football game. Well, that's the exact opposite of what your Jaguars have done. They're averaging half that to begin the 2024 season. We're going to try to problem solve that again tonight. It's fixable, I want to say. It is. Is it as simple as a deep breath, a second deep breath, or are they really pressing right now? Is everything taxing, everything that they do? And that is a scenario that I don't think anyone knows unless you are a member of the Jacksonville Jaguars. A huge football game. Buffalo somewhere in the neighborhood of 5.5 points. They are your favorite. 45.5 is the total. Trevor Lawrence has never lost to Buffalo. The Jags have won 3 out of the last 4 against the Bills, and that includes Sean McDermott, their head coach. That's correct. He's 1-3 lifetime. If you look at what he has done, a very impressive career so far early on against the Jags. Jacksonville has had some success. And let me give you this as we start out, and the Philly Godfather will join us in 40 minutes. Okay, we're going to take a lot of time and look at Florida going to Starkville. Florida State playing host to Cal. And, of course, Monday night, the Jags heading out to take on the Buffalo Bills, one of 2 Monday night football games. We'll do that with the Philly Godfather and other play as well. And that's coming up in just about 42 minutes or so. Mel Kiper said some interesting stuff today about moving the safeties up and, you know, how much is the game actually going to change. And it makes you sit back and think, because on the surface it would be like, well, there's no way they're going to force changes defensively as far as personnel in the NFL. Well, look at some of the gimmicks they've brought to us recently. They moved back the point after attempt, which I still despise. You score a touchdown, it should be a simple PAT, but no, they had to move it way the heck back. Who scored the touchdown over the weekend where he got he was it Monday Night Football where he took like Dylan, like it was an AK-47, and he fired into the crowd, and they moved back the PAT an extra 15 yards. It ended up being, I want to say, a 51-yard point after attempt. I'm trying to remember who did that.
I'll find it for you. I know you're talking about two. I can't think of it either.
Yeah, we're seeing the guns now. Why go to the guns? Hey, listen, I love excessive celebration. I think you should be able to do whatever you want.
Drake London,
thank you. In the Atlanta come-from-behind victory against Philadelphia, he went to the AK-47.
Yep.
And I'm all about celebration. I am not this is not a get-off-my-lawn moment. I have no problem with it in college. I have no problem with it. But these guys have some fun. You know, if you sail a ball into the stands, you might get fined $500 or whatever it may be. But I've always been a big proponent of that. Got to get rid of the guns, though. We saw that in college football going back a few weeks ago. It was that USC-LSU game that was played in Las Vegas. Another 15-yard personal foul.
Except he did it at somebody, though.
Yeah.
He went right to the face and went, pop, pop.
Well, whether you're doing it to someone or in the case of Drake London, who did it to the crowd, I still think there's better ways to go about celebrating. But look what the NFL's done. They moved back to PAT. They brought you this ridiculous new kickoff rule that just is not working. Major League Baseball put up 4 fingers, right? Walk down the first baseline. No longer are you allowed to do an illegal shift, right? Remember, just a couple of years ago, if it was a hard-hitting left-handed bat, your third baseman would be deep in the shortstop hole. The shortstop would be, to the right side of the second base bag. The right side, if you're looking from home plate towards the infield and outfield. The second baseman way over, and the first baseman, taking care of the line. They said no to the shift. In hockey, they had to change the rules there, right? They had to lift the red line. They wanted more offense, no more 2-line passes. They expanded all the ranks. The old days of the original 6, I think 4 of the 6 ranks were 180 feet. Now they're all 200-plus feet. And, there's been talk about what they've done certainly over the years around the crease. And even goalie equipment has become a talking point in the National Hockey League. We can go back to the zone defense in the NBA and how all of that changed. So it wouldn't shock me if in a couple of years you actually do see a new rule where safeties have to creep up closer to the line of scrimmage. Bill Kuiper talked about it a little bit earlier today. But anyway, I didn't even want to get into that. The reason why I raised it is underdogs are winning, okay? And that supports Jacksonville as they go to Buffalo to play on Monday night. So far this year, if you are a 7-point underdog, okay, they have yet to lose a game. They're 3-0, +9 against the Raiders. Las Vegas went out and beat Baltimore. The Patriots were +8 against the Bengals. They beat them. The Bucks +7.5 against the Lions. They beat them. As a matter of fact, there have been 6 different games. Make that now, if you combine week 1 and 2, there have been 8 different games so far this year in which an underdog has been 6 points or more. Not only have they covered all 8, but 6 of the 8 have won outright. So this has always been a league filled with parity. This has always been a league where you can give any team a chance on any given Sunday. That sets up wonderfully for the Jaguars. The only thing that really hurts is that I keep seeing it at 5.5. In order to fill into this recent trend, you'd have to get a little bit of Buffalo money in here tonight and throughout the weekend to hopefully move that to +6. But we shall see. And I'll certainly ask the Philly Godfather about that coming up, as he will join us right around 6:42 tonight on this Thursday program. Dave Campo as well. He's coming up in 15 minutes. And I sit next to Dave Campo during home Jaguar games, and I love his defensive mind. I love his understanding of the game. I think confusion is probably where I would want to go or will go so far when looking at these 2 Jaguar games. Confusion. Nothing seems to be working in unison, right? There have been times, first half at Miami, the offense has been spectacular. There have been times where the defense has played just flat out fantastic football. They really have. I mean, they held Cleveland to 3 points in the final 30 minutes of play 4 days ago, okay? You held them to 18, and 2 of those were with a safety. So it was a really good defensive game plan by Ryan Nielsen, being able to do what you have to in order to win football games. In my opinion, based on defense, this team right now should be 2-0. It just hasn't worked out that way because of these struggles on the offensive side of the football field. But there's a lot I want to really question with Dave Campo. All right? Why didn't Mason Smith play last night? Why are you playing Miles Cole and not Mason Smith? Why are you playing Miles Cole and not Jordan Jefferson? They were 2nd and 4th round picks respectively. I get it. Cole technically does play a different position. He's coming off the edge. He's not necessarily an interior defensive lineman, but still, nothing is perfect with the way that they run these defense. It almost feels as though that front 4 is interchangeable, and there's been a lot of mixing and a lot of matching, but not enough that let's just say satisfied at this point. Particularly with Eric Armstead, feels like he's getting more and more reps on the outside as a third defensive end, and not enough work in the interior. I would still love to see a situation where there's more of that with him as a bull rusher inside, and then Trayvon and Josh Hines-Allen on the outside. So we're going to do that with Dave Campo. That's coming up here in just a couple of moments. Jacksonville, for the most part today, got good news health-wise outside of Evan Ingram. It appears he won't be able to go on Monday. Didn't practice tonight, or didn't practice today, had a hamstring, so he was out. Doug Peterson talked about that as well a little bit earlier today, and that is disappointing. It's disappointing because it's one of those, soft cell injuries, and you just don't know. Tyson Campbell is dealing with that. He's on the shelf for at least 3 more games. Now it's Evan Ingram, and you just have to kind of sit back and wait this thing out. Now, Darnell Savage sounds better today than it did. Well, let's be honest. Last week at this time, we didn't even know. I was in the locker room last Thursday and listened to everything that had been said, and then it came out after that during practice, Savage somehow did something with his quad and, of course, did not play against Cleveland. He was limited today, but he was spotted on the practice field, and he was giving it a go. Again, now as far as media accessibility, once the season is completely in fold, we don't have the ability to watch them work in individual drills and team drills, so I don't know if he took part in either. I don't know if he took part in them all. I just don't know, and that's the way it works league-wide as far as the media. Officially, he is listed as limited. Also, Tank Bigsby today with the shoulder injury, limited. He did have a no-contact jersey on, but it feels like it's going to be good for Tank Bigsby, and it's going to be good for Darnell Savage. So you'll get those two back. Unfortunately, Evan Ingram, it looks like he is not going to be able to give it a go for this matchup coming up in Buffalo. All right, let's get ready for Dave Campo. He's coming up here on the other side. Again, the Philly Godfather is going to join us as well in our very first hour. I do want to tell you that tonight's show and every night's show brought to you by the good folks over at Shmunez Vision. And, when it comes to your eyes, there's so much that we just don't know. We just don't understand it. That's just the way that it simply is. And unfortunately, there's been a lot of people that have been taken advantage of financially when it comes to cataract surgery. And you'll go in and you'll get an evaluation. You'll go through, a full, whatever it may be, where they look at your cornea, they look at everything within your eye, and then they will tell you, okay, you have an issue. And it's common, especially the older we get. And then they're going to say you need surgery. So we'd like you to speak with our surgery counselor. That's not the case at Shmunez Vision. If you're going to need surgery, you're going to talk to Dr. Catherine Shmunez. She's going to perform the surgery. You're going to talk to Dr. Neil Shmunez. He's going to perform the surgery. He did it on my eye, my right eye, 8.5 years ago. I just went in for a normal eye examination. And he said, brother, you need eye surgery immediately. He performed it. I sat with him before. He said, this is common. I've done many of them, and it's going to be no problem. You're going to feel great after. That's been the case now for 8.5 years. I know you get nervous about this because it's your eyes. If you're going to have something of that significance, don't you want it at a place where you can sit and talk with a doctor who is actually going to perform the surgery? That's what you get at Shmunez Vision. It's just a small part of what they do, and it's why they're the best around. Check them out online. Go to Shmunez Vision. You can also get them on Instagram and get all the testimonials that are there from Shmunez Vision. All right, let's get things cranked up. It is a Thursday night edition, and we are jam-packed. The best way for you to join us is the text line. That is 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Dave Campo goes into the night next with Rick Ballou.
Hi there, I'm Steve Spurrier on 10XL 92.5 FM.
1010XL.
Looking for a new vehicle? Take a look at Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville. Now's the time to save big this summer. Choose from more than 250 new and over 1,000 used and certified pre-owned vehicles on the lot, or shop anytime at JenkinsHyundaiofJacksonville.com. Hyundai has one of the top warranties in the business. Lifetime powertrain and a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, plus 3 years free maintenance on a new vehicle. Give us the opportunity to earn your business today. Atlantic Boulevard, Jacksonville, or visit JenkinsHyundaiofJacksonville.com. Welcome to the family.
Nick in here for Bout 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of Bout 9. Visit Bout 9 Associates today and experience the difference. Bout 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Dandy subs and sandwiches. Look, we always want you to think about those great options as you're driving around Duval. But the beauty is, even as I'm dropping pounds, Dandy's got great options for me as well. Told you all about their protein packs, delicious salads that they have out there. They have fruit cups for on the go. You know what they have. Veggie snack trays. You can grab those on the go as well. Perfect, healthy snack. Dandy is the name to know when you're on the go. So stop into a Gate store anywhere around Duval and make yours a Dandy, and do it today.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
We could call them helmets and cleats, but they don't wear cleats.
Those shoes are hot.
Mia O'Brien, Lauren Brooks, and Taylor Dahl.
From the First Coast Lighting Studios at 1010XL.
Weekdays noon to 2.
You think you could join us?
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists returns with their free bumps and bruises evaluation clinics. Now with 4 locations, these free injury assessments are open to all schools and athletic programs. Saturday mornings from 9 to 10 through October 26th at Cortex Sports Performance in Ponte Vedra, Preferred PT in Fleming Island, and also at Brooks Rehab on Centurion Parkway and Brooks Rehab at World Golf Village.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey football fans, looking for the ultimate game day experience? Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. We're talking big plays on the big screens, food specials that'll make your taste buds cheer, and drink deals that'll keep your spirits high. And get this, we're open till 4 a.m., serving food and drinks until 2. Make the smart play. Head to Best Bet St. Augustine and ante up for your team. Find us at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com. Best Bet St. Augustine, where every game day is a win.
Frank Frangie here. It's time for Bravo Days, Jacksonville's only Car Bravo certified sales event at Nimnik Buick GMC. Now, for a limited time, enjoy rates as low as 1.9% APR or $500 in down payment assistance on Car Bravo certified vehicles at Nimnik. Now is the time to shop certified used vehicles and buy with confidence at Nimnik Buick GMC. Shop online at nimnikbuickgmc.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Got a cracked windshield? Not only is it dangerous, but did you know it's also illegal? Call Baker Glass. Mack and his crew use the best auto glass in the market, and they accept most insurance. Plus, all new windshields come with a full warranty. From cars, to trucks, to RVs, you can count on Baker Glass to be fast and friendly. Just check out their Google reviews. Come see us at the shop on Casta Avenue, or we can come to you at your home or business.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Hey gang, Prosser here, telling you once again about Chad and Sandy Newman. Mortgage rates are down, creating more active buyers and sellers. If you've been waiting, now is a great time to sell your home before more homes flood the market, driving down prices. So maybe you want guaranteed no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. They can handle that. You see, Chad and Sandy can take every problem you think you have and replace it with a promise. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. The success stories are rolling in. Mike and Lisa in McCormick. We inherited a family home that came with equity but also a mortgage. We needed to sell fast to avoid extra expenses on a second mortgage. We heard about Chad and Sandy on the radio and called. Everything they say on the radio is true. The home sold in 3 days for full asking price. Call Chad and Sandy today, 904-414-6200, or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, ANDSANDY.com.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey everyone, it's football season and we wanted to go to the drawing board to make this year's predictions. Let's compare our two blonde all-stars. Most touchdowns, best pricing in the market. Most passing yards, gives the most for your trade. Most receptions, free oil changes with every purchase. Super Bowl champion, wow customer service. This looks like a winning season for everyone. Come see Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville, where you can score big all season long.
Clean air, cool air, both are extremely important. Trust Florida Home AC to deliver on both with their Remy Halo, the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and breathe clean and cool air.
Prosser here. I've been telling you for years about Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season finally upon us. Imagine watching your favorite team in your new Lifetime Man Cave, family hangout, or Lifetime's version of a she shed. And now Lifetime is expanding their replacement window division. Make your home energy efficient with their Energy Star rated windows. Enclosures, flooring, and windows to fit any and all budgets. Visit the showroom just off Phillips Highway. Proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let Lifetime be your home team.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Garber Auto Mall phone line.
Hello.
We can wiggle it. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Tonight's show brought to you by Thermal Engineers. They are hiring a commercial HVAC contractor. They've been serving North Florida for more than 20 years. Qualified technicians and installers. How does top pay, 401k, full benefits, and a signing bonus sound? And it's an expanding company, a growing company. You want 40-plus hours? They got it. You want overtime? They got it. Go to Thermal Engineers, Inc., 230-1172. An equal opportunity employer, Thermal Engineers, Inc., for commercial HVAC contractors. Make the change today. Again, top pay, 401k, full benefits, and a signing bonus. Go to Thermal Engineers, Inc. Dave Campo. Hear him all the time on both of our radio stations, and he is a good enough man to go into the night with Rick Ballou right here on this Thursday. Dave, always a pleasure.
Hey, Rick, how you doing? Listen, Into the Night is a apropos show because it's starting to get a little darker, a little quicker, and it's real dark over at Everbank.
Yeah, it is. And I can't put my finger on it, Dave. There's something going on. I have never seen Trevor Lawrence act the way that he did after the loss on Sunday. His words were different than they've ever been. And then on the flip side, Doug Peterson took about 10 to 12 seconds to answer the initial question. It's almost like he was a loss for words, that he was shocked that they played that poorly offensively. What have you made about these first couple of weeks?
Well, first of all, I think there's an awful lot of expectations with the coaching staff and the players, and especially the fans. You go through an off season, you feel like you added some pieces in spots that you feel like is going to make a difference going forward. You think you've got a pretty good ball club, which I think they do, and then you come out and you lay an egg. Yeah. The frustration is there. The frustration with Trevor is more logistically, I think, than it is physically. I mean, it didn't look good, especially in this game. You throw one away against the Dolphins, and then you come in your home opener. I just didn't see a real intensity there, and I don't know how that can be. You got the crowd, everybody's fired up, and then you come out and you really, really laid an egg, and that's really disappointing. And I think Doug it was almost like some of the press conferences towards the end of the year last year.
Mm-hmm. And Trevor's getting all the blame, as quarterbacks do, and obviously now he makes a ton of money. The offensive line has been subject to criticism, including by myself, for the last couple of years. But I look at the lack of targets to Christian Kirk and the successful targets now, 6 for 8 in 2 games to Brian Thomas Jr. And Dave, it's so obvious. Why not more for those two?
Well, first of all, I think they try to put things together to get the ball to their playmakers. I don't know any coach, any offensive coach in the league that wouldn't say, okay, we need to get the ball to this guy a little bit. We'll have some set plays, this and that. But the majority of the game is kind of who's open. And I saw a statistic today where the combination of separation and accuracy with Trevor is real low right now. And so when you look at that aspect of things, there's really only one thing. The separation was real good. The accuracy wasn't that good. To me, that says that the quarterback is either not doing well or he doesn't have the time to get the throws off. And looking at the game, if I'm making the opinion is that he doesn't have enough time to get the ball to where he needs to get it.
Yeah, I think the number is 61 dropbacks, 17 pressures, 7 sacks, and I'm sure everyone's got numbers now. There's 3 or 4 different entities that spit them out every week, but that's not a comforting number. I think when you described it early on, when people would say, all right, this is on Trevor, he's missing, but good football fans in this city know the offensive line has to do a better job in pass protection.
There's no question about it. And, the positions that I'm the most concerned with initially were the inside guys, but in reality, when it's all over, it's all 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's inconsistency is the thing that sticks out to me, and it's the same thing in a running game. They'll hit a run here or there, and then all of a sudden somebody will whiff on a block. You can't do that. It's consistent, making sure your assignments are correct and you know where you're going to go. You remember you remember the safety. Everybody thinks that was Cleveland. And when it all said and done, that was a slide protection, and Morse is responsible to get that guy with a little help from Cleveland. Cleveland was responsible to work towards number 95, Garrett. And Garrett went outside, and Cleveland tried to come back on the right on the inside, and Morse didn't get enough of a piece of him.
Yeah.
So it's not just one guy. It's really a combination. And when and that particular play is the one that sticks out to me the most, is because Garrett got upfield so fast, and Harrison turned his shoulders so quick that Trevor thought he could just escape that way, and he actually stepped right into the tackle for the safety. So it's really everybody's not doing what they need to do on every play, and it's really hurting them.
Dave Campbell calls Jacksonville his home, and we love him here at 92.5 FM. Was a defensive coach forever in both college and the NFL, and, of course, also a head coach with the Dallas Cowboys. All right, the Ryan Nielsen defense, 2 games in. What are your early thoughts on it?
Well, my early thoughts is that they're doing a lot of things that I like, which I had a lot of questionable thoughts in my mind the last couple of years. So from the beginning, I feel like they're doing a pretty good job. He is doing a pretty good job of getting guys into position to make some plays and those kind of things. And he's using a lot of guys, which to me is a credit to their coaching staff. That means that they're starting to develop guys, Jerry and Jones, Buster Brown, even the 6th round pick. The name just escapes
Braswell?
me. DB. No, the other guy.
Oh, goodness. Oh, Deontay Prince.
Yeah, Deontay Prince.
Yep.
Those guys, using them really helps the football team because I think that they're doing some coaching because those guys are playing pretty decent. Here's the thing that I see from them. There's two things. Number one, it's okay when you give up some yardage as long as you're not letting them score. But you can't give up a 16-play drive. And that's a combination of, not handling first and second down as well as you need to. And so, the run game, we've got to play a little bit better in the interior. And that's one thing that sticks out.
Yeah.
The other thing that sticks out to me is people don't realize and I don't know what the statistics were in this game because I haven't seen a breakdown necessarily of how many man coverages they were in and how many zone coverages they were in. But in the first ball game against the Dolphins, they were in man coverage 54% of the time, according to statistics. Now, that's okay, except for one thing. When you're in man coverage as much as that is, if you don't get a great pass rush, the crossing routes are going to hurt you eventually because eventually they're going to run away from you when you're in man coverage. And if the quarterback has time to get the ball off, those plays are going to be open. And the other thing about man coverage, as much as he's playing it, is that it's harder to get interceptions in man coverage than it is in zone.
Yeah.
Because there's no population.
Mm-hmm.
Either the guy that the ball is thrown to makes a play or the quarterback just makes a terrible throw, whereas in a population defense in zone, you've got a number of people around that can make a play.
Yeah, very interesting. Hey, we have less than a minute remaining, Dave. Last question for you. Mason Smith plays 29 snaps against Miami. He's a healthy scratch in week 2. What did that say to you?
Well, that kind of shocked me a little bit. To me, it looks like to me, first of all, in the first ball game, he wasn't perfect now, but he did cause 2 holding penalties. Now, they must have seen some things there that they didn't like necessarily, and they feel like they've got enough players inside there that in practice, he must not have done as well as some of the other guys in what they're asking him to do. Now, it's a little bit of a learning curve and a little bit of you just don't make this thing because you're a second-round pick. You got to show what you do every single time, and sometimes it's a little bit of a warning.
Yeah.
So, to me, that guy has a ton of talent. In my opinion, he's going to be a great player, but it looks to me like he has to learn to be a pro.
Yeah. Yeah, I know they do different things, but, I mean, the fact that Miles Cole's getting a dozen snaps and Mason Smith's on the bench, man, that's a tough pill to swallow for me. But maybe they saw something, and maybe they tried to light a fire under him even in week 2. Hopefully he's active on Monday night. We'll see. Hey, Dave, always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yes, Rick. Have a great week. I'll talk to you next week, hopefully.
There he goes, Dave Campo. Always a lot of fun to talk football with Dave Campo, who is all across our radio stations here on different shows. You also catch him on the 5th quarter after Jaguar football games. Coming up next, let's go to the city of brotherly love. Let's bring in the Philly Godfather. Let's check and get his thoughts on Florida, Mississippi State, Florida State, California, Jacksonville, and Buffalo. The Philly Godfather goes into the night next.
Hey, John, my dad, Randy Marion's gone absolute Cadillac crazy. You won't believe our Escalade lineup.
Well, how crazy we talking, Jennifer?
Buckle up, folks. We've got over 35 Cadillac Escalades.
35 Escalades? That's luxury overload.
I'm talking fully loaded models, cutting-edge tech, and that signature Cadillac style.
And the deals are even more luxurious. $4,000 Escalade loyalty rebate.
Plus 5% off MSRP on retired courtesy vehicles. Head to Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
Plus tax, tag, title, $8.99 MNP and Resistol.
Tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
If you suffer from constant burning, tingling, or numbness in your hands or feet, it could be a serious condition called neuropathy. I'm Dr. Nathan Riddle, DC with Riddle Wellness in Ponte Vedra. Neuropathy is treatable, and we have seen great results by using state-of-the-art, non-invasive therapies to target damaged nerves, reduce symptoms, and improve nerve function. Call 904-395-5598 to schedule your free consultation today and learn how you can live pain-free. Call 904-395-5598.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL, Green for Life.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On September 19, 2000, Baseball Hall of Fame outfielder Ken Griffey Jr. pinch hits his 400th home run, becoming the first Major League player to reach this milestone as a pinch hitter.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a dust bunny breeder from Jacksonville, Florida, meet Steve Johnson.
Welcome to the show, Steve.
It's great to be here, Alex.
Yeah, you don't have to answer it in the form of a question, Steve.
What is this game show? See, that's another question. Are you going to ask me about air conditioners?
Yeah, okay. How about we just send the Bueller guys over and you can annoy them with all your questions? Johnny?
That's right, Steve. Bueller Air and Plumbing can answer all your air conditioning questions, repair options, replacement models, and how to make your AC last longer while saving electricity, making sure you are cool.
Where is the parking lot?
You're killing me, Steve.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Brackish Vodka, the official vodka of UNF Athletics, 100% made in Jacksonville, is available at all local liquor stores. Visit Browdy's, Total Wine, ABC, Shores, Golden, Sahara's, Golden Ox, and more. Drink our gluten-free San Francisco Spirit award-winning vodka and see why it's the smoothest vodka you can buy. When you drink Brackish Vodka, you support all of our local employees and all the money stays in Jacksonville. Drink Brackish Vodka and live life slightly salty. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
Get off the ladder and put on the helmet with Gutter Helmet of North Florida. We are family owned and manufactured locally. Cleaning your gutters is a dangerous and dirty job. That's why with Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. Water goes in your gutters while trash and debris go on the ground. It won't collect like filters do. Gutter Helmet protects. Call now for 10% off and a free gutter cleaning and tune-up with your purchase of Gutter Helmet. Call 904-762-7779.
Ever wondered what heaven smells like? Come explore Crowned Head Cigars on Saturday, September 21st from 1 to 4 p.m. at Tobacco Cove, 3849 Bay Meadows Road, and find out. We've got the Mil Diaz, so smooth it's like a spa day for your taste buds. The Mil Diaz Maduro, rich enough to make a chocolate bar jealous. And Tim Osgener's Aramis, so bold they'll make you rethink your life's choices. As always, there will be great deals, food, and prizes you'll want to brag about. See you at Tobacco Cove, where every puff is a party.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hayes Carlyon for MyBookie. Football is back. Winning season is back. MyBookie's here to make sure you're ready to cash in on the action. This season, MyBookie is pulling out all the stops with incredible promotions like weekly risk-free boosts on Thursdays, where you can bet without a sweat. If your bet hits, you win big, and if it doesn't, forget it. MyBookie will refund your wager. But that's just the beginning. MyBookie is giving away hundreds of thousands in prizes with their Super Survivor and Squares contests. Get your entries in now for a shot at huge cash rewards. For a limited time, they are bringing back the double deposit bonus when you're ready to get started. Use my promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit with promo code 1010XL before you even place a bet. Remember, exclusive giveaways and bigger rewards. MyBookie is the lock of the century. Bet on anything, anywhere, anytime, and make sure your season is a winning one.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Garber Auto Mall phone line.
Hello.
We can wiggle it. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
He is a friend of ours. The Philly Godfather. Joins us each and every week, and he does so right now going into the night with Rick Ballou. Mr. Philly Godfather, how are you, sir?
Good, man. Just ready to fire. We got a game between the Patriots and the Jets tonight, which should be a good one. But if you're looking to bet the Jets, just remember this team has played 3 games in 11 days, so be careful.
That's a good point. And the team that Jacksonville is going to face gets an extra 72 hours to rest before the Monday night football game.
Yeah, they sure do.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, before we get to our picks, how's the book coming along?
Good. Proof of concept on the book cover's done. We're aiming for January 1st. If we can get it all done, wrapped up, ready to go by January 1st, I'll be happy because, as you know, I do Super Bowl row every year.
Yeah.
So this year it's in New Orleans, and we should have a good time.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, I hope it's done before then. That'll be outstanding. No doubt about it. All right, let's get right after. Let's go to a top 25 matchup before we bring up the matchups here in North Florida. A really good game that maybe doesn't get as much attention here in Jacksonville. But what do you make of Utah visiting Oklahoma State, 2 teams in the top 14 in college football?
Yeah, this line, I mean, it opened up Oklahoma State -3, and it bounced around to Utah -2.5, -3 with the news of Cam Rising playing.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's back to Oklahoma State -2.5 again, too, depending on, where you bet. But regardless if the quarterback for Utah is playing or not, and regardless if his finger's fine, I didn't care. I like Oklahoma State. I think they're the better team. I mean, they beat an SEC school in Arkansas in overtime. Their quarterback, Bowman, he's lightening up. He's had almost 1,000 passing yards this season with an 8-touchdown to 2 interception ratio. And the Utes, their secondary's banged up with some key injuries back there on defense. If you look at Utah, they won both their games this year because they won the turnover battle. And Oklahoma State doesn't turn the ball over. They have a +3 turnover differential on the season. I like Oklahoma State on the money lines. They're actually one of my bigger bets this week, so I think they win the game easy.
This is interesting. Even though money's gone back to Oklahoma State, do you know what the public is doing? Because there's a lot of feelings that Utah is going to come right in and win the Big 12. So I would think publicly Utah is getting some support.
Yeah, right around over 60% of the money, but still early in the week. I mean, most of the money comes in on game day. So it's good to monitor it during the week. And then on game day, you really got to pay attention to it.
All right, so you're getting Oak State at 2.5.
Right now, you got to lay the money line. But even at -2, I think they win by at least a field goal here. I think they're a much better team.
Money line play there for Oak State, and maybe you can get it somewhere out there at -2. All right, a lot of pressure on the Florida Gators, a lot of pressure on their head coach. Mississippi State has not played good football as well. As a matter of fact, you can make the case that they're the worst team overall in the Southeastern Conference. What do you make of Florida going to Starkville?
Yeah, they opened a number of pops with the Gators being a 5-point favorite of Mississippi State. And we saw this number reach as high as Florida -6.5 before there was a little bit of resistance, pushed it back down to 6. There's a bunch of 5.5s popping up in the market, depending, on who you bet with. Early public money, it's on Florida, right around 60-40 split, but it is early. Honestly, I think Florida's going to run the ball down the Bulldogs' throats all game here. I mean, the Gators' biggest strength this season is their offensive line, and Mississippi State's biggest weakness is their defense. They lost 8 starters from a defense that was barely average last year, and they look even worse this year. They can't stop the run at all. I mean, if you look at both their losses to Toledo and Arizona State, they gave up 169 yards and 346 rushing yards to Arizona. I like Florida here minus 5.5. I know on paper they're both 1 and 2, and they've given up over 800 yards in total offense in their last 2 losses. But Florida's played the much better competition. Anything under 6, I think they cover the spread here. I think they win by at least a touchdown here.
All right, Florida minus 5.5, says the Philly Godfather. Philly Godfather, give us all your information out there for our listeners.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Philly Godfather. I'm sorry, follow me on X. And thephillygodfather.com is my website.
Let's slide over to my alma mater in Tallahassee. My goodness, what has happened to Florida State. It already seems like this season has been about 4 months long. And here comes Cal. It's a long trip from Northern California to Tallahassee. What do you make of Florida State, California?
Yeah, so far there's been no movement in the market in this matchup. Florida State opened up 2.5 at home, and that number hasn't budged. Usually you'll see some kind of movement in the market, but no one's, running the bet on this Florida State team. The total is pretty much 44.5 everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to betting the side here, I haven't bet the game yet, but it just feels too easy taking the 2.5 with the 3-0 Cal team versus the Seminoles that don't have a win under their belt, and we're headed into fourth week of the season here. The Golden Bears obviously have jumped out to an impressive start. They got a quality win over Auburn. And Auburn did have a season win total set at 7.5 before the season started. But in that game, the Tigers turned the ball over 5 times, and they only lost by a touchdown. So I don't even, I wiped that right off the slate. Gun to my head, I think Florida State's the right side. But like I said, I'm not looking to invest in the Seminoles because they do have an issue turning the ball over as well. I think they turned the ball over 4 times in the last 2 games. Yep. And that's big, man. You can't make mistakes or else, they'll kill you. It's really a great buy low spot on the Gators. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet, but gun to my head, I think Florida State might be the right.
Yeah, Florida State had 3 turnovers against Memphis, and they also had one of those was on special teams, and they had 2 other enormous special teams penalties, all hurting them there against the Memphis Tigers. All right, we have one more game. It will be Monday night. It is Jacksonville traveling to Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, the hardest thing for a sports bettor is not to form any recency bias, and it's even harder not to want to bet on Buffalo Bills here with Josh Allen at quarterback and, the hot 2-0 start. They look like a steaming locomotive, and you got to stand in front of it if you want to bet the other side. The Bills, they look like a Super Bowl contender against the Dolphins. But then again, any time a team turns the ball over 3 times, the opposing team ends up smelling like roses. So on the flip side, I mean, the Jags lost 2 games that they could have won, right? I mean, they're at 0-2, and it's another good buy low spot here on Jacksonville. I do think the Jags are better than Arizona, and Arizona did have some success against the Bills in week 1 before eventually losing 34-28. And to me, this is the Jags Super Bowl. I mean, teams that start off the season 0-3 pretty much finished when it comes to making the playoffs. So I'm expecting, a huge effort here by, WP's squad. I also think the Jags defense is better than the Cardinals and Miami's and good enough to keep them within the Vegas number. So as long as Jacksonville doesn't get crushed on the turnover battle, they're the right side here, man. It's just hard to bet on them when Buffalo's looked so good, but Jacksonville, from a betting perspective, is definitely the right side.
All right, and I've seen 5.5 and 6s out there.
Yeah, 6 is the number you want to get.
All right. Philly Godfather, once again, for our listeners, please give them your info.
Yeah, you can follow me on X at Philly Godfather. You can stop on my website, thephillygodfather.com.
Best of luck with all your plays, Philly Godfather.
Good luck, guys.
There he goes. Philly Godfather. With his signature. Good luck, guys. Love it. Got a book coming out, maybe a movie. So he What a life!
He does look like
Philly
a movie
Godfather.
star.
He does. He plays it up. And he's one of those guys who can get away with a sweatsuit.
Yes, 100%.
I've never known, and I'm not. In the mob's heyday, they would. You'd see him in a beautiful sports jacket, or just dressed to the nines in an unbelievable suit and tie, and then the next day you see him rolling around in a $400, workout. I never got the gym suit. I never got that with made members of the mafia. Yeah.
Sweatpants.
Yeah, I just never got it. Not to say that the Philly Godfather has ever been or is connected. I'm not saying that. We're just simply going by his handle, the Philly Godfather. Every week he joins us like Oak State Moneyline, likes Florida, laying the big points, 5.5 on the road at Mississippi State. Doesn't like Florida State Cal. Not going to play that game. Doesn't like it. And you heard him say, likes the Jaguars. You can get him at +6. That'll be Monday night against the Buffalo Bills.
One of the keys to victories is to know your opponent well.
Best thing I can do is point you in the direction of his competition.
Get insights and interviews from Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline when he takes you behind enemy lines. Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
If you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle with lifetime warranty, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. Best price, best payment, best trade-in value, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. With a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there is always a little room for wiggle.
Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, so here's a reminder to get screened. Ackerman Urology has 4 convenient locations to help you put your prostate health first. Guys, don't put this one off. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called The Vault. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows. One winner and a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents in 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry periods for the Shadow Sweepstakes promotion from 8/19/24 to 12/15/24. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsored administrator, Everbank NA, member FDIC.
I'm Taylor Rose with our Remedy Staffing Westside office off of Normandy Boulevard. We are helping great people find great jobs. Remedy has helped some of the best employers in Jacksonville find talented job seekers like you for over 25 years. Our current job openings range from entry-level distribution center pickers to equipment operators. Apply today at remedygoodjobs.com. Don't wait. Apply at remedygoodjobs.com now.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Think you can't afford to buy a home? Think again. Lennar offers a range of new homes at affordable prices with a simple and hassle-free buying experience. Every home comes with our Everything's Included package, which means you get premium features and upgrades at no extra cost. For a limited time, enjoy rates as low as 3.99% and no closing costs on select homes when you finance through Lennar Mortgage. Call us at 904-917-2372 to find your dream home today. Lennar, the home for you.
The Sunshine State says it all in the nickname. That summer sun in Florida can take its toll on an air conditioning unit and send your electric bill through the roof. Florida Home AC can help you handle the heat with a brand new AC unit with low monthly payments and over $3,000 in federal tax credits on select systems. So this summer, don't sweat it out. Cool off with Florida Home AC, the official AC company of the Jaguars. Call them today, 777-4300, and check out their tremendous savings on a brand new AC system.
Mortgage rates have plummeted, and Loan Pronto clients are locking in the lowest rates we've seen in years. Hey, it's Roger Moore, founder and CEO of Loan Pronto. It's happening. We are finally locking APRs in the 5s, something we haven't seen for a long time. If that sky-high rate is killing you or you need to get cash out of your home equity, now is the time to take action. Or listen, even if you want to keep that first mortgage rate intact, you can take advantage of lower rates with our Equity Express line of credit. We're seeing homeowners take 50, 75, 200 grand or more out of their equity and wiping out that high-interest debt with an average savings of $850 per month. Bottom line, your home value is way up and mortgage rates have come way down, making this a great time to act. Call today for a 30-second rate quote. Do it now, and you can even skip your next 2 mortgage payments. 904-999-1508. 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com. 904-999-1508.
Equal housing lender. NMLS 166-1781. Subject to lender approval. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org.
Being an athlete means having a healthy desire to do as much as you can with your body for as long as you can. Gatorade has lower sugar, electrolyte-backed hydration options to keep you rehydrated and replenished. Gatorade, for every athlete.
From Gatorade Zero to Gatorade Endurance Formula and Gator Light, there's something for every athlete. Find it at your local Winn-Dixie. It's a win-win. Gatorade, official partner of the NFL. Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey everyone, it's football season and we wanted to go to the drawing board to make this year's predictions. Let's compare our 2 blonde all-stars. Most touchdowns, best pricing in the market. Most passing yards, gives the most for your trade. Most receptions, free oil changes with every purchase. Super Bowl champion, wow customer service. This looks like a winning season for everyone. Come see Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville where you can score big all season long.
This is Nia Lauren Stample, former Florida State National Champion and the proud owner of NLS Cleaning. Just like on the gridiron, we tackle dirt and grime with unmatched precision. Whether it's your commercial property or your residential space, we are ready to take care of your exterior cleaning needs. NLScleaning.net.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Grab your lucky spot on the couch because traditions make Sunday easy to enjoy. Bud Light, easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024. Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Injured in an accident? Have mounting medical bills? Can't work? Don't worry. Zach's got your back. I'm Zach Von Rowan of Von Rowan Law. I will fight for the compensation that you deserve. Set up your free consultation at zachsgotyourback.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Baseball going on right now in South Florida. Listen to the box score for Ohtani. He's 5 for 5, 7 ribbies. He has homered for the 49th and 50th time. Homered in the 6th inning. Homered in the 7th inning. He has also stolen 2 bases. Did them both in the 3rd inning. So he now becomes the first player in the history of Major League Baseball to go 50-50. And currently he sits with 50 home runs and 51 stolen bases. But 5 for 5 today in this performance. 14-3. The Los Angeles Dodgers just pounding the Florida Marlins. So he's going to be your MVP in the National League, no doubt about it. L.A. trying to win for the 91st time. Over in the American League, it looked like Aaron Judge was really flirting with 60 home runs. He remains with 53. And as a matter of fact, New York, last I saw, they were trailing Seattle a little bit earlier today by the score of 3-1. That has now gone final. Seattle a winner 3-2. Let's just check Judge. Judge a base knock today. So he's hitting 321, but he did not hit a home run. I believe he's at 53, maybe 54. No, he is at 53. So he's going to win the MVP in the American League. I made a massive mistake on the way into work tonight, Dylan. it's something I don't normally do, but I pulled into the gas station because I need to fill up my truck. And again, when you drive a truck like I do, it's going to cost you $100 like every 48 hours.
Minimum.
Yeah, just to put fuel in it. And I forgot my plug. I forgot. I don't carry a wallet. I don't do any of that nonsense. I kind of like it's like my own little inner mob fetish. And you call it a plug, right? You used to go to the grocery store and get one of those kind of fat rubber bands that's used to put around the stalk of cauliflower or broccoli, and it fits perfectly over your wad of cash. Yeah, I still am a guy who carries cash, and got to the gas station, went to go into the pocket, no money was there, but then I was caught in between. I couldn't possibly turn around and drive back home because I wouldn't have made it here in time, or if not, I would have been nervous. So I had to ride it in with fumes. So again, it was stress, wondering, I've never ran out of gas before, but now I have, the GF's going to have to come all the way out from, Bartram and Racetrack to meet me here to bring my plug so I can stop off to the gas station here to get home. How's that?
I thought you were going to say that you went to the gas station and got a hot dog and you're not feeling well. I've never done that hot dog gas station like some people. Y'all are brave warriors out there.
Brent Martineau used to do that all the time.
Oh, ugh.
Okay? He's like the king of the gas station. Now, I'm a gas station coffee guy.
Oh, a lot of people are. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need any of that Starbucks or, listen, a Dunkin' Donuts coffee's good. I'll give you that. But I can absolutely handle a gas station coffee or a draft if I drank too much the night before, one of those Mountain Dew lights. You get one of those 64-ounce deals. They're absolutely fantastic. How do you feel about these games this week? I know you do a podcast with the Florida Gators. Tell us about it and your thoughts on whether or not Florida can win this matchup.
I guess Florida can win. Mississippi State's this Saturday. Somehow they're our favorite. Graham and I do a podcast twice a week on the 1010XL Gator channel. We do it on Facebook, YouTube, and sometimes we do it on Twitter. This Saturday, I don't know. Mississippi State lost to Toledo, and they got their butt handed to them. I really don't know what to expect from Florida. I'm kind of expecting. I think this will be Billy Napier's last game. I don't see how you put up that performance you did against A&M, and people are they're chanting for you to be fired.
Right.
You have a bye week next week, and then you roll back into UCF. I don't see how that happens, even if Florida wins. I could be wrong. I have no idea how this game's going to go Saturday. You lost Eugene Wilson. He just had surgery. Your best playmaker just got word. What was it? The breaking news: D lineman. God bless. What was his name?
Not the big guy. Not Watson, right?
No, not Watson. I'll find it here in a second. He's out. He just had arthroscopic surgery on his knee. So it's just, I don't know. I mean, and Billy Napier says he's going to keep rolling with the offense, doing two quarterbacks. I don't have any faith in him. That Joey Slack was the guy that had surgery on his knee.
Okay.
I don't have any faith that the offense is going to be anything different. I don't have any faith that the defense is going to be anything different unless Mississippi State's just that terrible and Florida can just do one thing well and just run the ball.
I can't remember a September where there have been so many I don't knows about Florida, Florida State, and Jacksonville. I mean, I was here from 87 on. I've been in the state of Florida outside of leaving after the AFC Championship game in 2000. Going to Chicago through 2006 and coming back here right before the start of the football season in 2006. And I've been back here since, and I'll die here. And I cannot ever remember when all three – now, clearly out of the three, Jacksonville's the best. Jacksonville is the most fixable of Florida State. And Florida's going to blow it up and start all over. Florida State can't. They've invested in their coach. They cannot financially afford to, and they're desperate for a win right now. But the situation here in town, I feel like something's going on, and I just don't know what it is. And is it aggravating? No, it's not aggravating, but to me, there's something there. And sooner or later, we're going to learn. I want to take you back to earlier today. I want you to hear from your head coach, Doug Peterson. He was asked about his evaluation so far of Trevor Lawrence.
I guess to if you evaluate, Trevor, and I know the quarterback position and gets a lot of scrutiny, I think, but there's a lot of issues that we have to. I say a lot. There's a few issues that we need, just assignment errors that need to be fixed. Obviously, I think he's done a good job. Can he be better? Yeah, he can be better.
What's going on there? I have a lot of admiration for Doug Peterson. I like this man. I think he's a good coach. What's going on here? That, to me, you talk about no focus. I mean, what are the words you talk about when it's a coach and a quarterback? Focus, poise, attention to detail, being on time, organization. He wasn't asked to list the greatest Buffalo Bills quarterbacks of all time. He was asked about his franchise quarterback. And again, he took a massive inhale, exhale. To me, running through the brain, what do I want to say? What am I going to say? I noticed this once last year with Doug Peterson, and I legitimately was concerned. I thought it was a health scare. It was after a loss. It was a question asked by Demetrius Harvey of the TU. Hayes Carline asked him one right after the ball game on Sunday. I was sitting right next to Hayes. It took a long time to answer that question. And now he's doing it again, but when he gets into it, he doesn't say anything. He sounds confused, Listen, I know what it's like to be in that situation where you really want to say something, but you can't for a number of reasons. And typically, and maybe unfortunately for me, I say it anyway, and that's probably why I'm in the position I'm in, okay? Which ain't a bad thing. I mean, I'm able to survive them all, right? I can take quite a few punches, but how can you not speak on your quarterback?
Isn't it more bizarre, though, that you're going to be asked about your quarterback, and that's the answer you come up with? This isn't like he's being asked about Cole, the defensive end, or a backup linebacker. This is your starting quarterback, and you're the quarterback guy.
But it gets us back to what we've been trying to figure out here for the last couple of weeks. What is going on? There's something there. I don't believe it's as simple as winning in Buffalo. They absolutely should have beaten Miami, and they should have beaten Cleveland. And they coached tight in both games offensively, ridiculously tight. I mean, Trevor Lawrence threw the ball for 16 yards in the first half of play. How does that happen? How do you not target Christian Kirk? How do you go to, in Miami, Brian Thomas Jr. 4 times for 4 completions in the first half, and you don't even throw him the football in the second half? Again, a successful day for Brian Thomas against Cleveland, but you only went to him 4 times. Gabe Davis is taking the most snaps. Gabe Davis has the most targets. Something's going on. Yeah, and I don't know what it is. And I think the feeling is, well, there's a power struggle between Trent Baalke and Doug Peterson. All right, this early? I mean, it came out this early? Sitting down Mason Smith, was that a direct result of, I didn't like the draft pick, you shouldn't have gotten this man this high, we should have addressed the offensive line, our franchise quarterback is getting pressured every time he drops back? I don't know. But when you see stuff like this, It really does make you wonder. And, there could be more to it. Maybe Doug Peterson's on the opposite side of Trevor Lawrence. Maybe Trevor Lawrence, who was as outspoken with his words last Sunday, that was unlike anything we've seen with Trevor in 3 years in 2 football games. Maybe Trevor wants Doug Peterson calling the plays. We don't know who's calling the plays. Maybe it's Press Taylor, and Trevor Lawrence privately is like, no. I had more success when you... I don't know. I'm thinking out loud. What else could it be? I invite your suggestions at 641-1010. But to hear Doug Peterson, who is an intelligent guy, he's been around football forever, primarily as a backup quarterback. We talked about it last week. He had 8 starts replacing Tim Couch way back when, for the Cleveland Browns. He had 8 starts. He had 9 starts Philadelphia. And I don't know what the answer to the question is.
Let me ask you a question. Just the offense, not anything with play calling. Of all the issues they have, how many of them are fixable? With the offensive line, with the interior, not having a run game, can't get Christian Kirk involved.
I think everyone is fixable outside of the offensive line. Certainly targets to Brian Thomas Jr. and Christian Kirk are the first things that are absolutely fixable. More snaps for them, more targets to them. Even as bad as the offensive line has been, statistically speaking, they've run the ball fairly effectively so far this year. I mean, Tank Bigsby got 12 carries in that first game. What did he average? 6.8 a carry? Very impressive. And you didn't get a chance to see him last week. Doug Peterson today talked about Tank Bigsby with his shoulder. He had a no-contact jersey on today, but it feels like he's going to be able to give it a go on Monday. I mean, look at this average per carries. Travis Etienne, 25 for 96. It's not elite. He was better in game 2 than in game 1. But he's averaging 3.8 yards a carry. Tank Bigsby, 12 for 73. That's 6.1. Dearness Johnson, 5 for 26. 5.2. The 3 backs right now are doing a better than average job when it comes to running the football. You just need more carries. That's 37. That's 42 in 2 games. All right, so that's 21 carries a game for your backs. Not bad. Not bad. I'd like to see it up in the higher 20s, and Trevor's going to give you a couple a game. If you can get it around 30, that's what I would love. If you can run for over 100 yards and you can run for close to 30 carries a game, chances are you're going to win that contest. But to answer your question, for me, it's without any doubt the offensive line. I mean, let's take a break here. Let me say this for the other side because it is rather lengthy. But here we go again. Pro Football Focus. And again, the sample size is small. But 2 weeks in, the Jaguars' offensive line is the 30th best in the NFL. We have been around those numbers for years. The quarterback numbers have changed. The running back numbers have changed. The wide receiver numbers have changed. The defensive numbers have changed. The only thing that has stayed consistent is the bad ranking of the Jaguars' offensive line. You could rewind this tape from 2 years ago today, a year ago today, 3 years ago today, and find a show that I did that week. And I guarantee you, I was complaining that week about how bad this offensive line is. Why haven't they fixed it? To me, that's going to be the premier part of what is going on in that building, which we do not know about. It has to be personnel decisions. They have not done enough with this offensive line. And I honestly think, because I don't know any better, I think Doug Peterson's been a really good sport about this. He's taken all the punches. He's given us coach speak. At times, there's been some transparency. He's not throwing guys under the bus. Jack Del Rio would have thrown him under the bus. Jimbo Fisher and Tallahassee would have thrown him under the bus. Doug Marrone, regardless of what would have been said, oh, it's my fault, it's on me, to the point where, again, it fell on deaf ears. Peterson's intelligent with this, but we've seen his tongue get tied here. And it's got me where I believe he wants to say something. And in the split second before he's about to, he cancels himself out and basically takes the high road. That's the way I read it. How do you read it? 641-1010. That's the best way to join us. That's the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Sideline to sideline.
That's a bad boy.
Goal line to goal line.
On best, here we go.
The best defense is a superior fence. Each week, Superior Fence and Rail presents the Defensive Player of the Game on 1010XL.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey everyone, it's football season and we wanted to go to the drawing board to make this year's predictions. Let's compare our two blonde all-stars. Most touchdowns, best pricing in the market. Most passing yards, gives the most for your trade. Most receptions, free oil changes with every purchase. Super Bowl champion, wow customer service. This looks like a winning season for everyone. Come see Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville, where you can score big all season long.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists returns with their free bumps and bruises evaluation clinics. Now with 4 locations, these free injury assessments are open to all schools and athletic programs. Saturday mornings from 9 to 10 through October 26th at Cortex Sports Performance in Ponte Vedra, Preferred PT in Fleming Island, and also at Brooks Rehab on Centurion Parkway and Brooks Rehab at World Golf Village.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, there's a lab-grown diamond and jewelry sales event going on right now at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Monahan's is known for its natural diamonds and gemstones, but we've had so much demand for lab-grown diamonds that now through the end of September, Monahan Jewelers is having a lab-grown diamond and jewelry sales event. We've brought in a huge selection of lab-grown diamonds and jewelry to meet this incredible demand. Lab-grown diamond sales event now through the end of September at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Jeff Lagerman here. Now that football season is here, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASC certified professionals at any of the 27 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions, and more. Napa Auto Care offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace-of-mind warranty on most repairs. Find a Napa Auto Care Center near you. JacksNapaAutoCareGroup.com.
Start your week with a Hall of Fame breakfast.
Well, I'm hungry. How about you?
Join Dan Hicken, Jeff Prosser, and Jags Hall of Famer Tony Bazzelli for tons of football talk. Brought to you by Heritage Roofing of North Florida. Monday mornings at 7:20 on 1010XL.
Atlantic Self-Storage, the official storage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need to make room to watch football in your home or need a place to park your boat or RV? Store it all at Atlantic Self-Storage. Over 50 locations in Northeast Florida. 24-hour access, all with month-to-month leases. Moving, they can help with supplies. They make storage easy. Go to AtlanticSelfStorage.com or call 877-WE-STORE to find a storage solution near you. Go Jags!
Don't make a bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
Ballou for Shinatri Chiropractic. They've helped me get rid of my headaches and pain in my neck and back. Are you suffering from an auto accident? What about TMJ pain? Headaches associated with jaw clenching, grinding of the teeth, or stress-related disorders? Shinatri Chiropractic has a physical therapist on staff for rehabilitation, quality chiropractic care, dry needling, massage, and acupuncture. Call 743-6700 or go to ShinatriDC.com.
It only takes a drop of water to cause someone to slip and fall, but it takes a lot more to prove that your injuries were the result of negligence. The store said the floor was dry. our investigators learned that on the day of the accident, it had been raining.
So the next time it rained, we went back. And guess what? Rainwater was dripping from the ceiling exactly where our client was injured. When you're in for the fight of your life, investigators with 30 years of experience is a good thing. Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about putting your worries in the right bucket. So often we put our worries in our own bucket, but many times they need to be in God's bucket. The Bible says, present your problems always to God. In other words, leave them in God's bucket. Understand that no matter what is out of your control, it's never out of the control of Almighty God.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
Electricians, innovators, and tech enthusiasts, listen up. Miller Electric is shaping the future, and we want you to be a part of it. From healthcare and data centers, corporate offices, aviation, and industrial facilities, Miller Electric is powering the most exciting projects in Jacksonville and beyond. We offer not just a job, but a thrilling career with great pay and incredible benefits. Visit us at millercareers.com to apply. Miller Electric, where your skills meet our vision, an equal opportunity employer.
If you suffer from constant burning, tingling, or numbness in your hands or feet, it could be a serious condition called neuropathy. I'm Dr. Nathan Riddle, DC with Riddle Wellness in Ponte Vedra. Neuropathy is treatable, and we have seen great results by using state-of-the-art, non-invasive therapies to target damaged nerves, reduce symptoms, and improve nerve function. Call 904-395-5598 to schedule your free consultation today and learn how you can live pain-free. Call 904-395-5598.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I imagine those clubs in Buffalo will be going crazy this weekend, right? Fortunately, I'm not going to be a part of it. This is the ultimate business trip, flying in on Monday afternoon, going to the game, and then getting out first thing on Tuesday morning. So, enormous game for the hometown Jaguars. Somewhere of a 5.5, maybe even a 6-point underdog. Your total 45.5. Hey, tomorrow, 4 to 6, I'll be with you on the AM. Okay, we do that during high school football season, so that's 10:10 on the AM tomorrow. I'll be with you from 4 until 6. Right at 4, Tim Brando. He's calling tomorrow night's top 25 matchup. He's in Lincoln, Nebraska for number 22, the Big Red, taking on Illinois. So number 24 at number 22, that'll be at 8 o'clock tomorrow night on Fox. Tim Brando will get things cranked up for us as we start on a Friday. Buffalo's banged up. Two of their really important defensive players, Terrell Bernard inside as a Mike, as a middle linebacker. He's not going to be able to give it a go. All right. Teron Johnson, who's a nickel back, he's not going to be able to play. Obviously, Jaguar fans are well aware that Matt Milano has been out with a bicep tear. He's been out since the beginning of all this, so that's a third defensive starter. So, yeah, Jacksonville's beaten up, but the same needs to be said here for the Buffalo Bills. And, Josh Allen was on the injury report. He still is on the injury report. Let me see. He worked in full today with a left hand. So it was it's a non-throwing injury. And then you look at outside of Bernard and Johnson, they have 3 other defensive players who were limited today. Former Jaguar, DeJuan Smoot with a toe. Javon Solomon, who's an edge with the oblique and Casey Toohill with a knee. All three were limited, so Buffalo, a big favorite at home, Monday Night Football, but again, they are a beaten-up unit, especially on the defensive side with Terrell Bernard and Teron Johnson not being able to play. The numbers are scary. Gus Logue, right? Am I saying that right?
Yes. Gus Logue.
He's been here with us for a little bit. He's part of the really social media department that we have here, and he's a good young man. He put out today on Twitter that the Jaguars have the 6th most expensive line in pro football. I was actually talking about that last night, and I was looking for it because it was either 2 or 3 years ago, Dylan. Jacksonville was number 1. I remember that. But they still have spent. Trent Baalke is spent. Okay? It is the 6th most expensive line at $49.5 million. Pro Football Focus tells us they're the 30th best offensive line. Now, I'll give you the disclaimer. It's not a large sample size. They've played 2 games. You know, you really start to get a good feel for stuff when you're 5, 6, 7 games in, halfway through the season, 8, 9 games in. But this is all we have at this point. 17 pressures, 7 sacks. What in God's name is going on with Anton Harrison? 10.1% of his dropbacks have resulted in a pressure. I think it was either 7 or 8, his final 7 or 8 games last year. He didn't allow a sack. And the book on him a season in, a better pass protector than run blocker. And the feeling was, if he becomes a better run blocker, this man really could settle in and be an anchor here for the next so many years. And I would have to say right now that I think your leader to be the starting left tackle in 2025 is Anton Harrison, who all of a sudden 2 games into his second year is really struggling at the right tackle position. Again, he wasn't drafted as a right tackle. He was here, but he had 22 of his 23 starts in college. He was a left tackle. Again, this organization drafted a left tackle and said, we'll make him a right tackle. And it paid off in year 1. It was a very good season for the rookie. It has not been good so far in season number 2. And, you know, on top of that, the Jaguars right now are number 1 in the NFL in drop percentage. I mean, Christian Kirk has dropped 50% of his passes. Parker Washington, who was a guy that received so much praise in camp, including from myself, he's dropped half the passes that have been thrown to him in 2 games. Brenton Strange, 25%. Granted, that's one of 4 as far as the drop. Even Thomas Jr., 14.3%. It's only because he's had 8 targets. How can that be? He's caught 6 balls. But there are the numbers, 14.3. Last year, we talked about the just unbelievable percentage of wide receiver era, which was, again, Trent Baalke is probably going to be here for the next 20 years. But whenever they replace Trent Baalke, don't bring in a guy who knows anything about football, right? Just go hire the smartest guy from Yale. Go hire the smartest guy from Harvard, because that's the way football is now. It's all about analytics. It's all about numbers. It's not about football. It's not about trusting your gut. It's not about going with an instinct. It's not about looking, if you're on offense, how the defense on the other side and the other team is playing and casting your vote based on that. No, it's go to the book. Go to the numbers, right? And that's what analytics tell us. 22% of Trevor Lawrence's incompletions last year were due to wide receiver error, running the wrong route, miscommunication, dropping footballs. A year later, it's only 2 games. They're number 1 in drop footballs. This is shocking to me. It's not what I saw in late July and throughout the month of August at the Miller Electric Center. I mean, this is why it is, for starters, so incredibly baffling to me, but it's also very fixable. Outside of the line's a problem. I mean, I don't know how to help you there. I do not. But as far as drops, as far as targets, as far as running the football, trying to get guys back and get healthy, they're not going to have an Evan Ingram Monday night. I do. I think all of that side is fixable. It's easier with the talent that they have to fix this offense than to fix this defense. I mean, if they're losing games right now consistently, 33-30, well, that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted them only to fix the offense, and then sooner or later you could work on your defense. But that's not the case. The defense has played well enough to win. They've allowed, 18 in 20? So they're allowing 19 points a game. Jacksonville's allowing 19 points a game. If you brought me in here and said, hey, Ballou, they've allowed 18 points and 20 points the week before, without hesitation, I would say, oh, okay, well, they're 2-0. They're 0-2. Your offense has put up 17 and 13. It's fixable. It's time for Doug Peterson to be creative. It's time for Doug Peterson to get the football into his best players' hands. Don't Brenton Strange me. Don't Gabe Davis me. Don't Dearness Johnson me. When I look up and I see that there's only been 4 attempts in the direction so far this year to Christian Kirk, that there's only been 8 attempts so far this year at the hands of Brian Thomas Jr., and he's caught 6 of them. You go back to opening day when he was healthy, there was 1 attempt to Ingram. There were 4 attempts to Ingram. It ended up being 1 of 4. That's not enough. Actually, the numbers for Christian Kirk, 2 of 7. 2 of 7, according to ESPN. Gabe Davis, 6 of 10. Brian Thomas, 6 of 8. Brenton Strange, 3 of 6. Christian Kirk, 2 of 7. Travis Etienne, 5 of 7. Evan Ingram, 1 of 4. He's 26 of 40. 26 of 46. That is shocking. Is that all? It's got to be all. No, actually, they have him here 26 of 51. I don't know how you have different numbers. Maybe they're just simply throwaways or a spike that I missed. But they probably are throwaways where they're saying it wasn't a targeted wide receiver, because officially, when you look at receiver targets, it's 46. But when you look at attempts by Trevor Lawrence, it is 51. He's completing 51% of his passes, 26 of 51. Folks, it's fixable. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. If you have a real problem here, and they do, it is fixable on this side of the football field. But, man, you've got to really become creative, and you have to understand your limitations. You can't allow Brian Thomas Jr., when you're throwing out of the end zone, to run a move like that and go downfield. You knew that Trevor was not going to have enough time to go into his normal setup and throw the football. And if the ball should have gone to Gabe Davis maybe. Well, he was covered. The ball should have been dumped down to Travis Etienne right around the goal line. There was a linebacker on him. I mean, Cleveland did a really good job defensively there outside of Brian Thomas Jr., but I'm sure they said there's no way he's going to be able to complete that ball. He's not going to be able to have enough velocity on it because he's not going to be able to set his feet. And they were right. So I do think it's encouraging. I do. When you look at it that way. And maybe the best part of this was Trevor Lawrence's comments after that loss. It was a new Trevor. It was something we have never seen before. It was almost as if he has totally had it. Now, words are words. But think about how you would have felt if Trevor gave you we got to clean that up. Oh, yeah, that was miscommunication. yeah, that's something that we need to work on and practice. No, it was none of that garbage. It was none of it. It was enough was enough. And I'm paraphrasing here, but he used some language that, frankly, I've almost never heard him use before. And you hope he's a big enough leader in that locker room that some guys will fall in order under him now in his fourth year. So I think there's a real chance that this thing could get fixed. Again, admittedly, I'm terrified about the offensive line. I mean, I'm a little nervous here. I'm terrified about the offensive line. But I've been terrified about the offensive line for years. And they haven't done anything. They walked it back. And that's why there are plumbers out there. There are plumbers and lawyers and sons of bankers, sons of lawyers. I mean, they're all out there, and they're like, hey, I could run this team better because they haven't done anything with the offensive line. And people like me have been yelling about it forever. Give me something else to yell about. I'm tired of yelling about the offensive line. Seriously. Give me something else. It's the same old, same old, same old, same old, same old, same old. And you as fans are going absolutely crazy about it. And I don't blame you. I feel for you. I do. I really feel bad for you. Because it's the same problem. I think they can fix this offense. You just have to find out how to do it in a way where you're not going to get much help at all with that offensive line. All right, much more to do. Take you up until 8 o'clock tonight. How about Ohtani? He goes 50-50. 51 home runs, 50 stolen bases in one season. Day baseball today in Miami. The Dodgers pounding the Marlins. Again, I'll be with you tomorrow, 4 to 6 on Friday. We'll do that on the AM side, which, of course, is 1010.
I'm Jaguars Today's middle linebacker, Tom McManus, and I give you a window into what it's like on the field wearing black and teal. Catch my stories and analysis thanks to Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors every Friday morning at 10 a.m. on 1010 XL.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to CarlsonDentalGroup.com. That's CarlsonDentalGroup.com for all of your dental needs.
Googan Nation, it's Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here to tell you this is no dream. The folks at Dreamfinders Homes right now have an unbeatable interest rate for you. You may not think you can afford a Dreamfinders home. Well, think again. Take advantage of a 2.99% year one rate. I said it, 2.99%. 15 Jacksonville communities to choose from. Find that dream house and take advantage of an unbeatable rate. Move now, literally. Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey there, sports fans. This is Niall Lawrence Stample, former Seminole football player and proud owner of NLS Cleaning. Looking to get your business or home shining like a champion? Look no further. NLS Cleaning is your local go-to pressure washing and window cleaning servicer. Whether it's commercial or residential, we are fine-tuned like a team gearing up to win it all. So for a sparkling finish and a team that's truly committed to your satisfaction, check out our website at nlscleaning.net. NLS Cleaning, where every cleaning gets your business or home game ready for any occasion.
A different path means a new hope for Miami football this season.
Find out what you need to know about the Canes on the Performance Painting Hurricane Report.
Keep an eye on the Canes as they strike back on 1010XL. Prepare, protect, preserve.
This is Corona Premier. Just 90 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. It's a light beer that... Wait, this is a light beer? But we should really tell people about... Right, that's why I'm here. Sorry. Corona Premier, unexpectedly, light beer.
Hicken here with my concierge doctor, Richard Townsend. Doc T, how does a concierge direct primary care operate?
We are a membership-based primary care made directly between the patient and physician. We'll have a limited amount of patients that allows us to give unlimited access and personal service to you. This individualized approach has been shown to lower hospitalizations as well as maintain healthier lives. We also give 24/7 access via phone to me outside of our scheduled office hours.
To learn more, go to mypvconcierge.com.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyoublow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
Thermal Engineers is hiring. Thermal Engineers is a commercial HVAC contractor serving North Florida for over 20 years. Qualified technicians and installers, how does top pay, 401k, and full benefits sound, and a signing bonus? Is it time for a positive change in your career? Join the family-oriented commercial HVAC contractor at Thermal Engineers. Call 230-1172 or go to Thermal Engineers, Inc., an equal opportunity employer.
If you're about to order a floral arrangement for someone you love, then take it from me, 1010XL's JJ LaSalva. Use Kuhn Flowers. That's right, Kuhn Flowers. For over 75 years, Kuhn Flowers gets it done right.
Hey, this is Bert Cannon with the First Coast YMCA. Youth sports at the Y can help nurture your future athlete's potential and experience the joy of being a kid. At the Y, we're providing a safe, clean, and fun environment with basketball, soccer, volleyball, gymnastics, elite skills training, and more. Best of all, participation in Legacy Youth Sports League is free with your family membership. Visit fcymca.org to learn all about youth sports at the Y.
Hey, it's Mike Dempsey, and you know how I feel about Pella Windows and Doors. Great design, strongest warranties, and the highest quality products. I even chose Pella Windows for my own home. And whether you're a homeowner replacing windows or building a new home or a trade professional working with clients, I know the design experts at Pella will help your project run smoothly and look great. Visit PellaJacks.com or the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway at Pella Windows and Doors.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's time to take it back to the 90s, Jags fans. Be at the bank Sunday, October 6th, as we debut our Prowler throwback jerseys against the Colts and induct legendary head coach Tom Coughlin into the pride of the Jaguars at halftime. Kickoff is set for 1 p.m. You're not going to want to miss this matchup. Lock in your seats now by going to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000.
Time now for a medical recap. A health and wellness tip from Jaguars head team physician Dr. Kevin Kaplan.
Your musculoskeletal system carries the body, meaning that it maintains the structure against gravity. If you want your joints to stay healthy and seek the simplest solution, the best answer is to lose weight. Don't forget, the more weight you put onto your joints, the more pressure and stress there is on your hips and knees. This translates to more pain if you're already having issues. Losing weight is the quickest way to alleviate joint pain and boost your joint health. Go Jags.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
Well, today's cool down is all about Ohtani. My goodness, he has now gone 6 for 6. 10 RBIs, 3 home runs. He also stole 2 bases, so he becomes the first ever 50-50 man. The 3 home runs he hit in the 6th, 7th, and 9th inning. Okay, he's got 51 now on the year. You go with 120 RBIs. He also stole 2 bases. I think he did it in the same inning. Stole second base and third base in inning number 2. So he's got 51 stolen bases on the year. This game's still going on. The Dodgers up 20-4 over the Marlins. The Los Angeles Dodgers score more points a game than the Jacksonville Jaguars based on the first 2 games this year. Not really, but they did in this contest. All right, bad news first. Evan Ingram, a no-go. His hamstring, he's not going to be able to play Monday night against Buffalo. Encouraging news for both Tank Bigsby and as well Darnell Savage. Bigsby non-contact jersey today with his shoulder, but Doug Peterson, it feels as though he's going to be good to go. And you know, that's going to be important. Buffalo does a lot of things well, including time of possession. Obviously, they run the ball well with James Cook. Obviously, they run the ball with Josh Allen. Their Josh Allen. They're averaging 119 yards a game on the ground. Jacksonville, 2 games in, actually averaging more. That's been the most encouraging part of what they've been able to do so far this year when it comes to running the football. All right, Darnell Savage with the quad. He did practice today on a limited basis. And again, no media accessibility, so I don't know if he was involved in any teamwork or if he was involved in any individual work. But again, it did sound encouraging today when Doug Peterson talked about him being able to give it a go on Monday night. The good news with Monday, it gives you an extra day. So obviously he missed last week. For the most part, Tank did too because he came out so early on that kick return. It looks like those two will be able to give it a go. And, you know, for Buffalo, this is a wounded team. They're starting Mike linebacker, Terrell Bernard, out. He's not going to be able to play. All right, they're already missing their best linebacker, and Matt Milano, who's been out with a ruptured bicep. So he hadn't been able to play. So they're down some linebackers, and they're also down their nickelback in Teron Johnson. He's not going to be able to play as well. So it just really kind of feels like early on this year we're seeing more and more and more injuries early on. And, you know, that was a big part of the difference between 2022 and 2023. Jacksonville stayed so healthy in 2022. Outside of Ben Barch and, you know, Shaq Griffin going down in week 5, and then Cam Robinson going out a little bit. Just look what happened to him last year. I mean, really every position group, especially wide receiver, right? Offensive line. Trevor had 5 different injuries. ETN had some ribs, and then you go to defense. I mean, every positional group. It was a mash unit. You hope that is not going to be the case. And, you know, you're without Tyson Campbell. You're without Evan Ingram. You know that right now. But hopefully you're able to get Savage back. That would help out a tremendous amount. And hopefully as well you're able to get back Tank Bigsby. I'm just double-checking here. Keelan Robinson's on the IR. Andrew Wingard on the IR. And that's basically it right now for the Jags as far as their overall health. So it could be worse, no doubt about it, but just seeing 3 guys on the Jaguars injury report is certainly different from the way it was a week ago. And that's encouraging, again, with the extra day for them to rest before the matchup coming up Monday night against the Buffalo Bills.
Now, the 2-minute drill brought to you by Injury Care Centers. Discover BioTarget Regenerative Therapy, a safer drug-free solution for lasting pain relief. Visit GoBioTarget.com.
Hacker Nation is coming up right now on this Thursday. How are you?
I'm good. Look, we're going to be all football all the time, but I know you're a much, much, much bigger baseball guy than I am. Ohtani today. I mean, insane. It's one of the greatest performances in Major League Baseball history, what he did today.
6 for 6.
10 RBIs.
Right.
Becomes the first member ever of the 50-50 club. 50 homers, 50 stolen bases in the same year. The man is an alien.
I remember growing up in Boston in 1976, Freddie Lynn had a game of 10 ribbies. It was the old Tiger Stadium in Detroit. He hit 3 home runs and had a single and a triple.
Ugh.
And he ended up with 10 ribbies, and that is hard to do. And you got to credit your teammates because obviously they got to be on base. You also don't see that often with a leadoff hitter.
Right.
People forget that about Ohtani. I mean, and I've always kind of looked at it that way. You know, back in the day, put your power hitters at 3, 4, 5. Why not put your best hitter at number 1? He's going to get the most opportunities. Put him and Mookie Betts there, 1 and 2.
I mean, absolutely insane. So I just wanted to mention that. I'm sure you've talked about it, but what What a day for Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, what's coming up tonight?
Yeah, obviously a lot of NFL talk. This is the last Hacker After Dark before kickoff, right? We got tomorrow, we got Friday Night Lights, and then the game on Monday. So my last chance to really get in on Jacksonville and Buffalo. Former Jaguar wide receiver Cecil Shorts will join us coming up tonight. Also Matt Verderam of Sports Illustrated, and we will go to Buffalo. My buddy Sal Capaccio, who's a sideline reporter for the Bills Radio Network, will give us the Buffalo side of this matchup on Monday evening.
All right. Should be a lot of fun. Have a great show.
Thanks, Rick.
There you go. Yeah, the AFC South right now. I mean, what do you make of it outside of what's happening with Houston, who's 2-0? I mean, the other three teams are 0-2. Your Jaguars, the Colts, and the Titans. We do have a game tonight, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Forget about Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. What about Brissett, man? What about Brissett and the Patriots tonight? The former Florida Gator, right? The former NC State Wolfpack. I remember watching that game at, 9 o'clock in San Diego. Part of a Jameis Winston come-from-behind win back in the day. That was, no doubt about it, a lot of fun. All right, that's going to do it. Philly Godfather, thank you. Dave Campo, thank you. Tomorrow, 4 to 6 on the AM. That's AM 1010, 4 to 6. For Dylan Denmark, I'm Rick Ballou. We'll talk then.